Hello, Americans. Fox News and CNN and MSNBC, for example, other print media and Connecticut news media, they recorded, confessed, and demonstrated confirmed roles with the CDC, with Anthony Fauci, involved with them with wire crimes, other natures of predicate acts, identity thefts and frauds, and then pretending not to understand after they've been roles attaching people to fake conversations with themselves and others. And they stack more people with more names involved. And then people say, oh, well, I don't understand. Explain it. That's it. That's it. I've been asking for a response. They forge names and switch names. They prevent writing with people from... There are people from Central Connecticut State University that are retired in standing police forums in interbranch. Also, they have police forums who are doctors of mental health, who are involved with Fox News, predicate acts, identity thefts, fraud, and physical delusions. See, but mandated law was and is not followed. This was leading up to the World Trade Center attack and since. These are people all along Route 3 that goes by the state judicial branch offices all right through the towns, involved since they were kids, and people tied to them, making little instances where they could, pretend to know other people. But they'll never be returned. In other words, they can't. They're in the background with their sources, too. The officers forging and switching names, not just Wethersfield Police, not just the people with the Wethersfield interbranch family members. So they have inter-campuses. They have Vermont campuses, associate a whole bunch of people with Trinity College, associated with a whole bunch of people tied to New Britain, to the various courts, personally, criminally involved with their family members. Now, these are people that have the words like crimes used to shut people up and not say anything. They pretend they're against crimes, and they're doing it against innocent people in courts every single day because of their collusion with a whole bunch of natures and methods. Originally still had not one standing identity of the law capable of defending their fact-shaping nature and us from what exploits us right through them. That's what slavery was about. Slavery was about a breaching method that was entrenched here since before our founding parents. See, they're preventing correlation. In other words, when they bring up critical race theory and these things, and they make little girls and their parents take positions, it's ridiculous because they were using that while they're using time always too fast, too slow, to keep little knaves come up. Okay, you have a little time slot. Make your opinion. Make yours. Oh, they're going to speak it too real, so they're not going to be allowed to speak. In other words, we have answers. We have problems with cyber attacks because we have a database. The databases were used originally and still before computers to keep all identity ground, locations, areas, and states criminally foreign influence, standing criminal insidiousness natures of positive treatments and negative treatments, where and how it counts. And that's where and how we are fact-cheaping, quality of fact-cheaping nature. And see, so the colonies and the early states and the states now are self-valued criminal insidiousness natures of positive treatments as identities. So they are incapable of having mandated law followed, because what it does reveal is how they've been evidence racketeering every single day in courts. One of the things slavery and is proof of instantly was one of the things Jim Crow laws is proof of instantly. We have standing criminal insidiousness nature speaking for the law back then and now, because of victim predators. They're blaming on other things. That's why they value, for example, racism. The victims of it, real. In other words, when you make an opinion about that, but I'm a good person. In other words, yeah, but you have physical delusions. If you think that there's not a breaching method, if you think that science spoke for New York City, See, science didn't speak for New York City in its each age of fact, cheaping nature, distinctly, non-distinctly, and simultaneously. I have a neighbor, Ray Claw, who came into my grade when I was in 4th grade. Never had a class with him in grammar school or middle school. They tried to make an exception with a summer school class. High school, there was one exception. That class, too, has people involved with predicate acts. Like Wethersfield Pizza was involved with predicate acts with them. Through time. Attaching fake conversations to me, sequence shifts, fake ties to me when I was a kid before that. So Stephen, forgot his name. So, but these are people on off the state judicial branch offices. These are people involved with gun threats and bug spray threats, with people associated with the Wethersfield Police and the FBI and the CIA and state police and their family members. With the drug problems, really, the worst roles with the drug dealing and using. Used to keep people, and the prisons tied to them. A whole bunch of people tied to prisons on and off the state judicial, prison offices, on and off the state judicial branch offices too. Enzo Faenza and his cousin, and people tied to him, recorded, confessed, demonstrated, confirmed, on and off the state judicial branch offices, on and off the houses next to it. Roles of predicate acts. Also, people recorded tied to the Claw family involved with other police departments and my police department with their roles with falsified police reports since they were little kids. Forced, tricked, hurt, persuaded to roles. On and off the Wethersfield Police Department. Even puts people in fake conversations with them on the police department. There's filmed 24/7, but no one's watching it. On campuses that are filmed 24/7, they put people walking next to other people in their narratives. They're typing fake audio and video transcripts to replace ones that are also actually recorded. More and more they are needed to make up fake instances. And so they've been using things like that, using the family members of my professors and teachers since I was a little kid. And there's conjunctions between that. The only way you can observe them is by following mandated law. See, they pretend not to understand people. They sought me out for this. That's part of their sequence shift method too. So, respond for everyone. Private, interbranch. One person who denies it, get the name of the person so it will take care of it from then.